I'm 70. I am a rare gem. Here's why. Aging is often treated as a burden or a shadow creeping into our lives. But the truth is, reaching 70 is a profound milestone. It's not just a number, it's a badge of honor, a testament to resilience, and a culmination of all the experiences, triumphs, and even failures that make up a life well lived. At 70, I've come to realize that I am a rare gem, not because of perfection, but because of the uniqueness carved by time, pressure, and life's unpredictable journey. If you're reading this and you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, let me remind you, so are you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. The beauty of a life lived fully. As I look back on the decades of my life, I see something extraordinary. Not perfection, not a smooth or polished story, but a life that has been fully and deeply lived. My memories are like threads in a vast tapestry, each one unique, contributing to the rich picture of who I am today. Some threads are golden, moments of joy, love, and triumph that shimmer even after all these years. Others are darker, losses, struggles, and regrets that have left their marks. But together they create something breathtakingly beautiful, my story. When I was younger, I was caught in the whirlwind of doing, achieving, and chasing dreams. I wanted life to look a certain way to fit a picture I thought it should. Now, at 70, I see life's beauty was never in its neatness. It was in the mess, the unexpected twists, and the imperfections. Each mistake I made, each detour I took, added depth and meaning. My life has been a mosaic, made richer with every choice, whether wise or foolish. There's something profoundly humbling about reaching this age and realizing the enormity of all that has happened. I have loved fiercely, grieved deeply, and grown in ways I never thought possible. I carry these experiences not as burdens, but as treasures. They have shaped me into who I am, a rare gem, forged in the fire of life's challenges and polished by its moments of grace. The beauty of living fully is not about the grand achievements. It's about the quiet triumphs, finding the strength to keep going when life felt unbearable, learning to forgive myself for mistakes, and discovering joy in the simplest moments. If you're reading this, remember that your life, too, is a masterpiece, no matter how unfinished or messy it may feel. Every chapter matters, and every moment has value. 2. The power of perspective. If there's one gift that age bestows, it's perspective. At 70, I see the world differently than I did at 30 or even 50. Life, once a frantic race to prove myself, has slowed into something more deliberate, more meaningful. I've learned to focus on what truly matters and to let go of the rest. And what a gift that has been. When I was younger, I worried endlessly about what others thought of me, whether I was doing enough, or whether I had chosen the right path. Those worries felt so heavy at the time, but looking back now, I realize most of them didn't matter. The people who truly cared about me never judged me. The opportunities I missed led me to others I couldn't have imagined. The mistakes I made were simply lessons waiting to be learned. With the clarity of age, I've come to understand what truly holds value: relationships, love, kindness, and the quiet moments that make up the essence of life. I no longer measure my worth by the standards of success or approval that once seemed so critical. Instead, I measure it by the love I give, the peace I feel, and the joy I can find even in the smallest things. Perspective has also taught me to appreciate time in a way I never did before. When you're young, time feels infinite. You waste it without a second thought, always assuming there will be more. At 70, I treasure each day, not out of fear, but out of gratitude. Time is finite, yes, but that makes it precious. I no longer spend it on things that drain me or leave me empty. I invest it in the people I love, the passions that fulfill me, and the simple pleasures that bring me peace. Perhaps the greatest lesson perspective has taught me is this: it's okay to let go. Let go of grudges that serve no purpose. Let go of regrets for things you can't change. Let go of the need to control everything. Life has a way of working itself out, even if it doesn't always look the way we imagined. And when we release those burdens, we make space for joy, connection, and love. Perspective isn't something you can learn from a book or a lecture, it's earned through living, through heartbreak and healing, through failure and success, through moments of doubt and clarity. It's one of the most precious gifts of aging, and it's something I wouldn't trade for anything. If you're feeling weighed down by the worries of life, take a step back. Look at how far you've come and trust that the road ahead, though uncertain, holds its own beauty. 3. You are a reservoir of wisdom. At 70, I carry within me the wealth of a lifetime, a treasure chest filled with experiences, lessons, and stories that no classroom or textbook could ever teach. This wisdom didn't come easily. It was earned through the ups and downs, the victories and mistakes, the laughter and tears. I've lived long enough to understand that wisdom isn't about knowing all the answers, but about learning the right questions to ask. When I was younger, I often underestimated the value of the lessons life was teaching me. I focused on immediate goals, ticking off boxes, and moving forward without pausing to reflect. But now I can see how every challenge shaped me, every detour added depth, and every wrong turn taught me something I couldn't have learned otherwise. Wisdom isn't something that can be rushed. It takes time, and time is something we, the elders, have been blessed to experience. What makes this wisdom special is its practicality. It's not abstract or theoretical. It's rooted in lived reality. I know the value of patience because I've seen the consequences of rushing. I understand the importance of kindness because I've witnessed how a small gesture can ripple into something profound. I recognize the necessity of resilience because I've faced moments when giving up seemed easier, but pressing on was worth it. Wisdom also gives us the ability to guide others, not by dictating their choices, but by sharing our stories. Younger generations may not always ask for our advice, but they need the perspective we offer. Our lived experiences are a roadmap for navigating life's uncertainties, a reminder that no matter how hard things get, there is a way through. As I reflect on this reservoir of wisdom, I feel a responsibility to share it. It's not just mine to keep, it's a legacy to pass on. Whether through a conversation, a written letter, or simply the way I live, I want my wisdom to be a gift to those who come after me. And if you're reading this, remember, you too are a reservoir of wisdom. Don't underestimate the power of your experiences. They are treasures waiting to be shared. 4. Embracing purpose in the later years. There's a misconception that as we grow older, our purpose diminishes, as if meaning belongs only to the young. But at 70, I've discovered that purpose doesn't fade with time. It evolves, it shifts, deepens, and sometimes takes forms we never imagined. If anything, my sense of purpose has grown richer, more profound, and more grounded in what truly matters. When I was younger, purpose often felt tied to achievement. It was about building a career, raising a family, or chasing dreams. Those were meaningful chapters, but they weren't the whole story. Now, at this stage of life, I see purpose as something quieter, yet no less powerful. It's found in the relationships I nurture, the wisdom I pass on, and the simple ways I contribute to the world around me. Purpose isn't about doing more, it's about being present. It's in the time I spend with loved ones, listening without distraction, offering my presence as a gift. It's in the moments when I can lend a helping hand or a kind word to someone who needs it. It's in the way I care for myself, honoring my body and spirit with the same love I give to others. Finding purpose doesn't mean searching for something grand or life-changing. It can be as simple as tending a garden, volunteering at a local charity, or sharing a story that helps someone feel less alone. Purpose is about connection, connection to others, to the world, and to ourselves. It's about recognizing that even the smallest actions can create ripples that touch lives in ways we may never see. At 70, I also recognize that purpose is deeply personal. It's not something others define for us. It's something we discover within, and it's never too late to find or rediscover it. There's a unique freedom in this stage of life, a chance to focus on what brings true fulfillment without the distractions or expectations of earlier years. For me, purpose is now about legacy, not in the sense of leaving behind wealth or achievements, but in leaving behind love, kindness, and wisdom. It's about knowing that my presence in the world has made it a little brighter, a little better. And that, I believe, is the greatest purpose of all. If you're reading this and wondering whether your life still holds meaning, let me assure you, it does. Your purpose hasn't disappeared. It's simply waiting for you to embrace it in new and beautiful ways. 5. Resilience, a hallmark of survival. At 70, resilience isn't just a trait I admire. It's the foundation of who I am. Life, as it does for everyone, has thrown its share of storms my way. I've faced losses I thought I couldn't bear, challenges that tested every fiber of my being, and changes that forced me to adapt in ways I never imagined. And yet, here I stand, not just surviving, but thriving. This isn't because I'm unshakable, but because I've learned the art of rising again after every fall. Resilience isn't about pretending the hard times don't hurt. They do. It's about finding the strength to keep moving forward, even when the weight of a life feels unbearable. I've learned to carry that weight with grace, not by denying its existence, but by refusing to let it define me. I've faced heartbreaks that left me breathless, yet over time, I found ways to breathe again. The cracks in my heart didn't break me. They let the light in, making me stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Resilience also means learning to live with change. There were moments in my life when I had to say goodbye to things I loved, careers that ended, friends who moved on, loved ones who passed away. Each goodbye was a lesson in letting go, and each loss was a reminder of life's impermanence. But in those lessons, I discovered something profound. Resilience is not just about holding on. It's also about learning when to release, to trust that even in loss, there is space for growth. Today, I wear my resilience like a badge of honor. It's not visible to the world, but it's etched into every part of me. It's in the way I face each new day with hope, despite the aches and challenges that come with age. It's in my ability to find beauty in the simplest things, even when life feels uncertain. Resilience doesn't mean I'm invincible. It means I've endured, I've learned, and I've found joy in the journey. And if you're reading this, know that resilience is within you too. You've survived every moment of your life so far, and that makes you stronger than you realize. 6. The joy of aging. Aging often comes wrapped in stereotypes of decline and loss, but at 70, I've discovered something unexpected: joy. Not the fleeting, exuberant joy of youth, but a deeper, quieter kind of happiness that comes from truly understanding life's value. Aging has taught me to appreciate the moments I once overlooked, to savor the beauty that surrounds me, and to find contentment in simplicity. The joy of aging lies in the freedom it brings. Gone are the pressures to prove myself, to climb ladders, or to meet the expectations of others. At this stage of life, I can live authentically, embracing who I am without apology. I've shed the need to please everyone or to strive for perfection, and in doing so, I've discovered a profound sense of peace. There's a unique joy in knowing I've earned the right to just be, to live on my terms with no need for validation from anyone else. This joy also comes from gratitude. When I wake up in the morning, I no longer take the day for granted. Every sunrise feels like a gift. Every moment with the loved ones a treasure. I've learned to find happiness in the little things, the warmth of a cup of coffee, the laughter of a grandchild, the stillness of a quiet afternoon. These moments, once so easy to overlook, now fill my heart in ways I never expected. Of course, aging has its challenges. My body isn't as strong as it once was, and there are days when I feel the weight of the years. But instead of focusing on what I've lost, I choose to celebrate what I still have. I may move more slowly, but I move with intention. I may forget small details, but I remember the things that truly matter. This shift in perspective has allowed me to embrace aging not as a loss, but as a new chapter filled with its own unique joys. What I've learned is this: joy doesn't come from what you have or what you achieve. It comes from appreciating the present, from finding beauty in the ordinary, and from knowing that every day is an opportunity to create memories, to connect with others, and to live fully. At 70, I'm more aware than ever of life's fragility. But that awareness doesn't bring fear. It brings joy. It reminds me to cherish every moment and to live with an open heart. If you're reading this and wondering what joy looks like in this stage of life, let me tell you, it's everywhere. It's in the connections you nurture, the passions you pursue, and the simple act of being present. Aging doesn't take joy away. It brings it closer, if only we open our hearts to see it. 7. Letting go of fear. At 70, I've learned something that has set me free. Fear no longer controls me. When I was younger, fear was a constant companion. It whispered doubts in my ear, told me I wasn't good enough, and held me back from taking risks that might have led to failure. I feared rejection, judgment, loss, and even success. Fear kept me small when life was asking me to be bold. But the gift of age is clarity. I now see fear for what it is: a thief of joy, a barrier to growth, and a voice that loses its power the moment you stop listening to it. Over the years, I've realized most of the things I was afraid of never actually happened, and even when they did, I survived. The pain wasn't permanent, the embarrassment wasn't fatal, and the world didn't end. I've endured every storm, and with each one, fear's grip loosened a little more. Now, I live with a sense of freedom that feels like a weight lifted from my shoulders. I no longer worry about what others think of me. The opinions of others, once so important, have faded into the background. What matters now is living authentically, embracing who I am with all my imperfections, and finding joy in the life I've built. I've learned to forgive myself for past mistakes, to let go of regrets, and to release the burdens that once kept me awake at night. Letting go of fear doesn't mean I've become fearless. It means I've learned to move forward despite fear's presence. When doubts creep in, I remind myself of all I've overcome. And suddenly, fear seems small compared to the strength I've gained. This is the power of age, knowing that you face the worst and come out stronger. If you're reading this, I hope you give yourself the gift of letting go. Fear only has power if you allow it. Trust yourself, trust your journey, and know that you're capable of more than you imagine. 8. Connecting with others. Aging has taught me that connection is one of the most precious gifts we can give and receive. In our younger years, we're often too busy to truly nurture relationships. Life is a blur of responsibilities, deadlines, and distractions, and meaningful connections can get lost in the noise. But at 70, the noise has quieted, and what remains is a deep understanding of the importance of the people in our lives. Connection doesn't have to be grand or elaborate. It's often found in the simplest gestures. It's in the warmth of a phone call with an old friend, the shared laughter over a family dinner, or the silent comfort of sitting with someone who understands you without words. These moments remind us that we are not alone, that our lives are intertwined with those of others in ways that are beautiful and profound. For me, some of the most meaningful relationships have been forged later in life. As I've grown older, I've found a deeper appreciation for the bonds I share with others. There's a richness to these connections that wasn't always there in my youth. With age comes a greater capacity for empathy, patience, and understanding. I no longer feel the need to prove myself in relationships. Instead, I approach them with openness and gratitude, knowing that every connection is a gift. But connection is not just about others. It's also about connecting with ourselves. In the stillness of this stage of life, I've had the opportunity to reflect on who I am, what I value, and what truly brings me joy. This inner connection has been just as transformative as my relationships with others. It has allowed me to live more authentically and to give more fully. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that it's never too late to connect. Whether with old friends, new acquaintances, or even parts of ourselves we've neglected. Reaching out can feel vulnerable, but it's worth it. Connection is what gives life meaning, and it's through these bonds that we leave a lasting legacy of love and kindness. So, if you're reading this, I encourage you to take a moment to connect. Call someone you've been thinking about, write a letter, or simply sit in quiet reflection and reconnect with your own heart. In a world that often feels fragmented, connection is the thread that holds us together. And at 70, I've come to see it as one of the greatest treasures of all. 9. Embracing change. At 70, I've come to understand that life is defined by change. The years have brought countless transformations, some welcome, others unexpected, and a few that felt unbearable in their weight. But through it all, I've learned that change, while often challenging, is what allows us to grow, adapt, and uncover the parts of ourselves we didn't know existed. There was a time when change frightened me. I resisted it, clinging to the comfort of what was familiar. But life, in its infinite wisdom, doesn't wait for us to be ready. Change sweeps in like the tide, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce, but always unstoppable. Over the years, I've come to see change not as a threat, but as an invitation to learn, to evolve, and to discover new possibilities. Some of the most profound changes I've faced have come with aging. My body no longer moves as easily as it once did, and my reflection in the mirror tells a story of time's passage. There have been losses, friends and loved ones whose absence I feel deeply, and changes to my daily routines as I've adjusted to new limitations. Yet, in these changes, I've found strength I didn't know I had. I've discovered the beauty of slowing down, of cherishing each moment rather than rushing through life. Change has also taught me the value of flexibility. It's easy to get stuck in our ways, to hold on to the belief that things should remain as they are. But when we let go of that rigidity, we open ourselves to new experiences, whether it's learning to navigate technology, exploring a new hobby, or embracing a new phase of life. Change keeps us vibrant and engaged. At 70, I no longer fear change. I welcome it as a reminder that life is dynamic, always unfolding in ways we can't predict. And while change often comes with loss, it also brings opportunities for renewal. If you're reading this and facing change that feels overwhelming, know that you're not alone. Trust in your ability to adapt and grow. Life's changes, while sometimes difficult, are what make us resilient, wise, and uniquely human. 10. Aging with gratitude. If there's one thing that defines my life at 70, it's gratitude. Not the fleeting kind of gratitude that comes with getting what you want, but a deep, abiding appreciation for life itself, the joys, the struggles, and everything in between. Gratitude, I've learned, is not about having everything you desire, but about seeing the value in what you already have. When I was younger, gratitude came easily in moments of triumph, a promotion, a celebration, or a dream fulfilled. But as I've aged, I've discovered that true gratitude is found in the quieter moments. It's in the warmth of the morning sun on my face, the laughter shared with a loved one, the memories that surface when I hear an old song. It's in the simple fact that I'm still here, breathing, feeling, and living. Aging with gratitude doesn't mean ignoring life's difficulties. I've faced my share of losses, friends who've passed, dreams that didn't come to fruition, and parts of myself I've had to let go of. But even in the midst of these losses, gratitude has been my anchor. It reminds me that for every sorrow, there has been joy. For every goodbye, there was once a hello. Gratitude doesn't erase the pain, but it softens it, making space for healing and hope. Gratitude has also taught me to live in the present. At 70, I no longer dwell on what could have been or worry about what lies ahead. Instead, I focus on the here and now, savoring each moment as it comes. Time feels more precious than ever, and gratitude helps me make the most of it. I've learned to appreciate the ordinary, the cup of tea in the morning, the sound of birds outside my window, the feeling of contentment that comes with a quiet day. Living with gratitude has transformed the way I see the world. It's helped me recognize the abundance in my life, not in material possessions, but in the love, connections, and experiences that have shaped me. And as I reflect on my journey, I feel a profound sense of thankfulness, not just for the good times, but for the challenges too. They've taught me resilience, compassion, and the importance of cherishing what truly matters. If you're reading this, I invite you to pause for a moment and think about what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be something big. Often, it's the smallest things that bring the greatest joy. Gratitude is a practice, a way of seeing the world through a lens of appreciation. And at 70, I can say with certainty that it's one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. A final reflection, celebrating the rare gem you are. At 70, I've come to see life as both fragile and infinite, a paradox that holds profound beauty. The years behind me are rich with memories, lessons, and love, while the days ahead remain a canvas yet to be painted. In this stage of life, I no longer measure time by the milestones I achieve, but by the depth of the moments I live. And in these moments, I've discovered my worth, not as something to be earned, but as something inherent, something timeless. We are all rare gems, shaped by the pressures of life, polished by our struggles, and illuminated by the light of our joys. The world may often overlook the brilliance of age, but that does not diminish its value. If anything, it makes our light more extraordinary. Each wrinkle is a mark of wisdom, each gray hair a strand of resilience, each story a facet of the gem we've become. As I reflect, I realize that being a rare gem isn't about standing out. It's about shining in ways that matter. It's about the love we've given, the lives we've touched, and the legacy of kindness, wisdom, and strength we leave behind. At 70, I no longer seek to prove my worth. I know it simply exists, as does yours. If there's one thing I hope you take from this reflection, it's this. Your life has meaning. Your experiences, your challenges, your triumphs, they all contribute to a story that only you can tell. Embrace who you are, cherish the journey you've traveled, and trust that you are a gift to this world. As we continue forward, let us walk with gratitude, courage, and an open heart. Let us embrace change, connect deeply, and live with purpose. Let us celebrate not just what we've done, but who we've become. For at this moment, at every moment, we are rare gems, unmatched, unbreakable, and unforgettably radiant. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. And here's to living life on your own terms.